Hey everybody, it's Crustachio. Welcome back to the channel. We're back with another Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies video, and it's going to detail all the steps necessary to complete the Zombies Outbreak Easter Egg Challenge. If you've been having a rough go, just remember you're not alone. Stuff's not too tough, but the end result is pretty difficult. So hopefully my video will help you out. My goal for this video was to be a straight, no-nonsense guide that provides you with a visual as well as some quick tips and tricks to make the challenge just a little bit easier. You know, and just instead of showing you guys a still shot or writing a text guide, as I've seen a lot of them and they really don't provide much explanation. So before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, as well as any feedback you guys might have on what you would like to see in future videos. So let's go! Alright, first things first. This Easter egg challenge starts at round 3, so it is important for you to build your arsenal up the first 2 rounds of this match as much as possible. And what can help tremendously is breaking these ether crystals, as you see I'm doing here. And I luckily got a legendary weapon out of one of them. And I didn't really like the scope that much, but so I switched back to my other weapon, and it's important that you guys break these crystals every chance you get, because you really don't know what you're going to find once you do. And one thing I'm doing right here is I'm actually switching my weapon. When you pause the menu, you can actually apply a blueprint to your gun, and it actually can help the stats on it a little bit better than what the game provides you. Now, another useful tip for you guys is the fishing dynamic you can see here. It's very important to utilize this in the earlier rounds because you can get some really good gear, from wonder or legendary weapons to tactical lethal grenades and even some armor and scrap. Now, you only get 3 attempts at casting, so once you do, give it a few seconds and you'll feel a rumble. But once you feel that, make sure you reel it in immediately to acquire the item. But just make sure there aren't any enemies around and you remain uninterrupted, because if you reel it in too early or too late, you'll lose the item. And then it's just a waste. It's not always a good catch though, because if you can catch a boot, it'll spawn as a mimic, but it's not a big deal. Just kill it, take care of business, and get back to fishing if you have a turn or 2 still. Yeah, Forrest Gump would be really proud of this system, because you'll never know what you're gonna get. So before you go guns blazing, just remember, make sure you're breaking all the other crystals, you're utilizing your blueprints, and you're going fishing. And make sure you're also doing all the side quests and mini missions to hopefully acquire some better gear as well. I'll chime in for key points of information at certain points of the video, and I'll break down the guide in the description so you can jump to only the areas of interest you need. Good luck, and I hope this helps.
Hey, it's been a while. Still out in the field? You're lucky. I'm under lock and key. At Requiem. They may be listening. They're always listening. Take the device to the beacon. I will tell you more when I can.
All right, so at this point here, it doesn't matter which map you're finished on. Once you find the radio on the map at round 30 and all the amplifiers that go with it, and you've done it successfully and gotten the device, you're going to want to go ahead to the beacon once you finish all the objectives. And you're going to install that device that you found. And when you select the beacon, it's going to actually give you an extra option, which is a little telephone. You're going to want to select that, and it's going to go through a little bit of an audio scene with Maxis, and once it finishes, you're just going to go ahead to the next world.
I think we should name the monkey Scooter.
So when it comes time to finding all the monkeys, there are 4 in each map. However, if you happen to find one that has the M as you saw right there, that's automatically going to drop the microfilm. And you actually don't need to find every single monkey in the map in order to obtain the microfilm, as long as it has that M next to it. So it could be your first, second, third, or fourth monkey that you find. Even if it's the first monkey you find, all you need to do is collect the microfilm and make your way over to the projector on that map. And I have shown every projector that you can find on this video, and there's no projector on Ruka. So if you do find yourself on Ruka collecting the monkeys, yes, there are monkeys on it, but there will not be a projector on Ruka, so you'll have to go to the next world in order to use the microfilm. Alright, so once you find the monkey that has the microfilm, you're going to want to go find the projector that's in the stage you're on. And basically, you're just going to go ahead and initiate it, and Maxis will start talking to you. There's actually 3 slides that you have to view to initiate the Easter egg for the next map. You basically, once you do this, she's going to tell you have to go to Ruka, which, by the way, Ruka does not have a projector, so if you end up passing this round to round 5, which I've done before, it does make things harder, because once you advance another round, things get tough. So if you end up going to Ruka next and you're not going to have a projector to actually view the slides on, so you're going to have to go to then round 6, so it gets even tougher. So just go ahead, view these, and once you've done all 3, she'll tell you to go to Ruka, and then find yourself at the beacon, and then you're going to go ahead and go to Ruka.
Magnetic interference generated from the tempests would mean the West could never see it coming. No preemptive response. No mutually assured destruction. The course of history could change overnight. You must travel to Ruka. Find Ravenov.
Head for target location.
Operatia Inversia. Microfilm slides. Oh, Ravenov, what are you up to? Operatia Inversia. Did Requiem tell you of it? Did Weaver? If they didn't, I am not surprised.
Right in the ugly.
Find the ones who did this. I want them all dead.
Adjusted its parameters. If you believe it is the correct course of action, you have my full support.
Alright, so at this point, you've found all the radios, you've linked them up, you've talked to Maxis, you've gotten all the monkeys, and you're going to want to go ahead, and once you're on Ruka, you want to be fully stacked. You want to make sure you have 2 legendary weapons, at least one of them being a wonder weapon hopefully, and fully pack-a-punch. If you haven't done that, at least do all the missions while you're on Ruka before you initiate this elevator scene, because once you do, it's going to be the point of no return. You can't get back up until you end up fighting the boss, and you can only be in that area and then finish the Easter egg. So go ahead, make sure you do all the side missions, see if you can get any points, and go ahead and go to the box if you need to, and go ahead and fully pack-a-punch that stuff. So Once you're good to go, you're going to go ahead and make your way down here as you saw it on the elevator. And you're going to go ahead and take a left in here. And basically, this is going to bring you in Silo D. You're going to go all the way up the catwalk, and it's going to connect you to a shared room. And that middle room is going to connect you to silos A, B, C, and D. Once you're in there, you're going to make sure that you have to get into Silo A. And you're going to go all the way to the bottom. Once you get to the bottom, you're going to go ahead and initiate the computer sequence that says it's going to lift the lockdown. And then you'll get a cutscene. I didn't show the cutscene because I didn't want to spoil it for everybody. If you haven't seen it yet, I'd rather you guys go ahead and see it for the first time instead of on my video. So once the cinematic finishes, your main objective now is to find 3 keys to initiate the launch sequence. And because we're already in Silo B, I usually start out here. It's the biggest pain, and you basically have to find all these other crystals only in Silo B. So they won't be in any other silo. You want to stay here, and your goal is to find 20 of these crystals and collect them so that you can put them in the other container that's on the bottom floor of Silo B. Once you find all 20 and you put them in, it takes like a minute to go ahead and actually put the crystals in, and once you start doing that, you're gonna have enemies spawn, and it's a pain. So go ahead and make sure you just deal with the enemies as they come, run around, and once you do it, you will collect the unit, and you're gonna find yourself in Silo D. So you're gonna want to go ahead and basically this middle floor here, you're gonna see this jellyfish, and they'll tell you about it, but just go ahead and on that platform, you want to make sure that you're as close to it as you can and initiate the Ethereum field upgrade. And what it's going to do is it's actually just going to draw you in, and the key is within itself, and you actually can miss it. So just make sure that you find it. It's tough to see, and you'll know you got it because you'll hear Maxes say that you guys have found it. So, but if you don't get it, you'll also hear them say that you'll have to go ahead and do it again, which means you're going to have to go and collect all the crystals again and get another unit.
We are making progress.
Alright, so in order to get the second key, you're going to go ahead and find yourself in Silo A. Once you're in Silo A, you're going to go all the way to the bottom floor, and you're going to find yourself in this little glowing red circular room. It's the only one in Silo A, so just go ahead and in there, and as you saw, I collected this trap device, and that trap device is supposed to be for a blue glowing monkey that kind of hangs out in the ventilation shafts. Those shafts are going to be on the bottom floor and the top floor, and if you get too close to it, it spooks, so you want to go ahead and give yourself a good distance, but once you find where the monkey is, make sure you drop the trap below it, and then get a good distance from it. You'll see him peek out, and he'll actually drop to the trap to check it out. Once you see that, it'll tell you that it's within range. You're going to go ahead and double tap so that you can trap the monkey, and you only have a couple seconds to get back to the trap though, or it'll break free. So make sure you're at least nearby enough, and I know that's difficult to do because all these zombies are on your ass, but just give yourself a good distance, keep running, and go ahead and collect the monkey. It'll say that you've collected the key once you've done it successfully. I have had times where it says that it broke free, but it actually gave me the key. So just make sure to look to the left there where it says find launch keys, and if it says 2, you know you've got it and done it successfully.
Scanning for target. Target in range.
Okay, so once you've trapped the monkey and you've gotten the second key, you're going to get the third key by actually going into the common room that shares all the silos. And you're going to go ahead to this dead-end room with this dead soldier. Once you try and collect the key, it's going to spawn a mimic, and he's actually a special mimic, takes a lot more hits to kill him. So just go ahead and distance yourself here, and once you kill him, it'll drop the key. Before you initiate the fight sequence with this mimic, just make sure you clear the rest of the room out of all the other mimics. There's going to be a ton of them, and they spawn off of a bunch of objects that you see littered around the room. So just go ahead and clear that out. It'll just make things a lot easier. Once you have all the keys, now your next objective is to go ahead and initiate the launch. Now, the way to do this is you actually have to go to the computer terminals that are on the top floors of A, B, and D. Now, the order is random. There is no way to sit there and tell you that, yeah, you got to go to A first, then D, then B. I've actually had it twice for me already that was A, D, and B, but it has changed. So just go ahead and trial and error. It'll tell you that the launch failed if you hit the wrong one after the first one. So if the first one takes, it won't say anything, and then once you initiate the second key, it'll tell you if it failed or not, and then it takes about a minute for it to reset. So let it reset, but as it is resetting, just make sure that you're running around constantly because you will have a lot of zombies spawning in on you, and it's going to be stressful. So once you actually complete that and you find the right order, you're going to go ahead to where you saw in the middle room there. There's an area and a staircase that you have not accessed yet. You're going to want to go ahead up there after Ravenov is talking, and he's going to tell you pretty much go upstairs. So once you do, it's going to initiate the final fight sequence with the boss. Once you make your way outside, you're going to see the boss spawning in. It takes about a minute. But once he's in, you're going to go ahead and start concentrating all your fire on the armor-plated chest it has. And once you break it, it takes a lot, but once you do, it's going to drop to the ground and start releasing these orbs. You're then going to want to concentrate your fire on the orbs. Once you destroy one, it'll start taking fractions of the health away. And I guess one of the best things to do, especially when you play with other people, is have someone utilize Frenzied Guard, because it's going to attract all the zombies to that person, so you're free to go ahead and start destroying the orbs and the armor. But if you're playing solo like I was here, it's suggested to go ahead and use Ring of Fire because you have a ton of damage bonus, especially if you have it fully upgraded. I use Other Shroud only because I felt that it was a lot easier for me to go ahead and distance myself and not be seen. It's just kind of like the Frenzied Guard, but just being invisible and concentrating all my fire on the boss. Just remember, when you're trying to do this, you are going to have a ton of zombies, and not just regular ones. You're going to have armored zombies, and you're also going to have a ton of the boss zombies spawning in. And you can see in here, I had a bunch of mimics and manglers running after me as well. And it does get very hectic, especially when you have the manglers shooting distance fire at you, and you're just trying to concentrate fire to break the armor. It's crazy, but you're going to want to just keep running around. Utilize the rooftops, like I said earlier, and distance yourself. It takes a second for zombies to try and get up there. So when you do that, just keep running in circles and keep breaking the armor, keep destroying the orbs, utilize your Ring of Fire or your Other Shroud that I have here and concentrate your fire on that orb. And once you do, just rinse, wash, and repeat. And once you end up getting to the final orb and you destroy it, you'll enjoy the ending cinematic, which I won't show here because I want you guys to enjoy it for yourselves. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope that this helped. And if you could please, again, like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to be able to go ahead and support you guys with future videos. And until next time, keep up the good fight.